Hey everyone, it's Gareth. I've almost been in Toronto, Canada for 3 months now, and it's time for me to move on to my next destination. But I was completely undecided about where exactly I was going to head to next. After weeks of deliberation, I finally managed to narrow it down to a starting point of Central America before potentially heading down into South America. And as I opened Google Maps the other day to make a decision about exactly where I wanted to go, I realized there were quite a few countries in Central America that I'd heard about, but I knew hardly anything about, and the decision about where I was going to go to next became quite difficult. So what I decided to do was to narrow it down to 8 potential destinations, and instead of making the decision myself, I'm going to put those destinations out there to friends and family on social media and the freedom fighter community, and get everybody else to vote. And the destination with the highest number of votes is where I'm going to book my ticket to and where I'm going to head off to next on my travels. So if you've been to any of these 8 destinations, or even if you haven't but just like the sound of them or potentially wanted to go there, click on the link below this video, cast your vote, and over the next week or so while I run this vote and keep it open, I will tally the votes, and at the end of the week I will decide exactly where I'm going, not based on what I choose but based on the votes entirely. The first destination on my list is Cuba. It's always been on my bucket list, and it's a great place for photography. It could be a bit expensive at around $1,200 US per month, and I feel it also might be a bit touristy. The internet in Cuba isn't great, and I'm not sure it's the type of place that I could spend very long in. Guatemala? Didn't know too much about Guatemala till I started researching Central America. I know it has some ruins, awesome nature, and the Coban National Park, which is worth exploring. It also has an active volcano and is quite cheap at around $880 US per month. The third destination is Belize, and I'd also never heard too much about Belize. Research shows that the internet isn't great. It's quite expensive at around $1,500 US per month to live, but it's got great beaches, amazing diving, and great nature and ruins to explore. Honduras doesn't look like a great place to work from, and the internet isn't amazing. A digital nomad site gives it a rating as bad. It does have the Copan archaeological site, hot springs, and good rafting and kayaking. It also has pretty good diving. El Salvador? Here's what I know about El Salvador. It has a light blue and white flag. Number 6, Nicaragua. Yet another light blue and white flag. The surf is really good, and it has great architecture in a city called Granada. There's also the opportunity to sandboard down a volcano. The food's good. It has a place called the Apoyo Lagoon, and it doesn't have great internet, but it's decent to live at around $1,000 US per month. The second last destination is Costa Rica. It has really good surf and lots to do, but it's quite expensive at around $1,500 US per month. I also have a good friend that's house sitting there, which I could spend some time with in Costa Rica. The last destination is Jamaica. It's got some green on the flag, which is quite appropriate. It's pretty affordable at around $1,100 US per month to live. It's got decent internet with lots to do, and the people look pretty happy. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you like this project, and will simply click below this video and vote on where you think I should head to next, and enter your email address to follow me on my travels. And thanks for being involved.